Recorded. Okay, so let's present it. So today, as you understood, we'll discuss senses and movement, which is teamwork inside our bodies, and they play actually such a huge role, like more vital role than we can ever imagine. And have you ever thought about how much teamwork happens inside your body just to do something as simple as one step, and throughout the day you are kind of deciding like more than 100 decisions, and it's really hard to actually coordinate all the stuff, and your body never rests actually when you're using such a simple step and anything like that. And in this presentation, we'll explore the invisible collaboration between senses and movement and the science that makes life possible. Okay, so table of contents. Is there any volunteer who would love to read our today's agenda?
Me, I guess. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So table of contents, the five senses, how senses work together, movement systems, reflexes and coordination, everyday examples, fun facts and myths. Very interesting.
Cool. Thank you so much, Anna. Okay, so let's start. Have you, yeah, I've already said that senses are really huge part of our life, and it should be more appreciated actually than we ever thought of it. And why senses and movement matter, you may ask. And as you may see in slides, that we have three components. Everyday life depends on them: safety and survival, and sports and performance. So as you may see, beside the everyday life, actually our life depends on it, because all the instincts and our harsh and fast movements are depend on it. And without right senses and movement, we may be in danger, and it may take a detrimental places and results. And sports and performance, I think you already know that sportsmen use such a huge amount of senses and movement, and they kind of even train it more than muscle sometimes. So it's really significant. Okay, so the traditional five senses, we have sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. And do you know why do we have those, and who is the owner of this idea? Maybe you have some
I have
idea.
no idea. Well, we use all of them daily, but I have no idea who invented those. And
Yeah,
it's
we'll find out it now. So actually, it was a philosopher. Maybe you will make kind of will give you a hint and you can guess it. It was a Greek philosopher who is amazing and really popular and well known for its awesome ideas. Maybe you have idea about who it may be.
probably a Greek one. Okay. Could be Aristotle.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Aristotle gave us the classic five senses 1,000 years ago, and we still learn it today, and we will still actively use it in everyday life. But actually, humans actually have many more, and the extra senses are the secret to smooth movement. And beside those five, as I've already mentioned, we have so much more. And beyond five senses, we have proprioception, which is body awareness, vestibular sense, which is balance and acceleration, and interoception, which is internal signals like hunger, heart rate, and anything like that. And we will discuss each of it.
So I have a question.
Yes,
What does body awareness mean?
we'll discuss it in like
Okay.
2 minutes. And it may seem like hard thing, but it's actually really easy to understand. And actually, it's really awesome because most people think that we just have five common senses. And yes, we'll have more awareness about that. So let's go through it, like each of it. roughly. So proprioception, which is used for body awareness, is like our sixth sense. We even have some kind of phrase for it. It lets us know where our limbs are, even in our eyes are closed. And think of typing without looking. You are really on proprioception. And as you know, women seem to have really a strong sense of it. It's like intuition and things like that. And actually, it's our sixth sense, which is quite strong, and especially in women. And vestibular sense is the balance system in our inner ear, and it keeps us right and tells us when we're moving. And interoception,
Sorry,
which is
Nina, to interrupt you.
yeah,
Kesha messaged us, asking to join to
okay,
let her in.
can't. Okay, let me check it. Okay, sure. Thank you. Okay, so we'll discuss in later slides as well, but Anna, did you get it like roughly what is proprioception? It's like your intuition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's so cool.
yes, I definitely agree with you. So let's discuss the motor system. And the motor system is the engine of movement, and the brain's motor cortex is the headquarters, planning each move. And the cerebellum checks for balance and accuracy. And I'm just discussing about like brain parts, which participate in each movement and sense. And the spinal cord is the highway delivering signals. Muscles seem to be workers, and bones are the levers that turn contractions into motions. And we have somehow all this network, and even raising your hand would be impossible without them. So it's really cool, and everything is connected based on our movement. Even one step can be a huge thing for our body, even though we are not appreciating it enough. So, okay. So, vision and movement. Vision is our GPS, as it already mentioned by scientists. And imagine catching a ball with your eyes closed. It will be impossible, to be honest, because the eye struck the ball and the brain predicts its path. And muscles snap into action with milliseconds, and all the network would be detrimental if we don't use everything together. So when we're, for instance, catching a ball without our vision, we're losing basically the GPS system, and we can't track the ball in real life, and the brain can't predict its path, and it seems impossible for us to be right in this situation. So as I've already mentioned, sport baseball players and the players that are in football, not football, but in sports in general, they seem to give more attention to actually senses and movement and train it way more than just muscles, because having a senses and movement uh, in your like advanced level, it may be a huge asset for your group and may let you win more kind of champions and everything. So elite baseball players, it's this fun fact. Elite baseball players track pitches faster than 150 kilometers an hour, and thanks to the brain-eye muscle teamwork. So our actually sports people's success may be because of senses and movement, and because they train it unstoppably. Okay, so we have now the vestibular system, which is inner ear thing mainly, and it controls balance and orientation. And our inner ear is like a built-in gyroscope, and tiny canals filled with fluid detect motion and balance. And speed in circles, the fluid keeps moving. That's why you feel dizzy. And if it won't work together in vestibular system, people stumble and can't walk straight, or they feel like the world is spinning around them. That's why astronauts in space even struggle, because their vestibular system gets confused without gravity. So that's things like that. And as I've already mentioned, proprioception is a sixth sense, which is described as body awareness. and everything is connected together like muscles, joints, and tendon sensors. And the great example for that is typing without looking, because we have kind of sense that we know already the keyboard in different languages even. And without that, it will be harder for us to even survive each day. So that's really, okay, I missed one, which is, okay, I will discuss touch as well, but let's discuss appropriation firstly. Sorry. So this is our hidden superpower, as I've told you. It's body awareness, and it lets you walk in the dark without staring at your feet or touch your nose with your eyes closed. Athletes, dancers, and martial artists master proprioception to control every part of their body with precision. And without it, people describe feeling disconnected from their limbs and like they are floating, and it's really hard for them to focus on anything. We also have sense of touch, which provides a feedback and protection. It tells you how tightly to grip a glass so it doesn't slip or break. And pain receptors are emergency alarms, which are connected to touch. And if you touch a hot stove, the spinal cord triggers a reflex before the brain even knows what happened. And that's movement and touch working together at lightning speed. We also have hearing, and hearing guides movement as well. It tells where sounds are coming from, helping us step out of the way of a car or respond to a shout. And rhythm drives coordination, dancers, athletes, even marching soldiers move in time with sound. Hearing synchronizes body in motion. So, as I already mentioned, senses work is similar to teamwork in daily life. They never work alone, and they are constantly integrated diversely, and their connection is already invaluable because they connect in so many ways that we can do absolutely anything that our brain can imagine. And picture walking on rocky ground. Vision scans the path, proprioception keeps track of leg position, and vestibular keeps balance. And touch tells you if a rock is sharp or slippery. As you may know, this example is just walking straight on path, and our senses are so integrated that we can do so many things at the same time, like tracking leg position, tracking, keeping balance, touching tells us if the rock is sharp or slippery and if we're in a safe position. It's awesome. And in football, an athlete uses vision to track the ball, hearing to sense teammates. Appropriation helps it to adjust body, and vestibular sense to keep balance while moving at high speed. This teamwork is seamless, and we don't even think about it. But honestly, it should be definitely more appreciated by us, and our body should be more appreciated as well because it controls everything and it does so much more than we can even imagine. Okay, so we have everyday example, which is walking. And walking is something that we take for granted actually, but in reality, it's a miracle of coordination and your brain okay, sorry. I hope you didn't read, but actually it's kind of a question. So walking seems to be simple, however, it's actually a masterpiece of coordination. And can you tell me what kind of senses and movement we use while walking? Like I will turn it. Okay, wait. So from that and from additional senses, we find out. Do you have any
For
ideas for
sure need balance and our muscles to walk, as well as our eyesight. No, I'm not eyesight, feeling, even feeling the ground whenever we walk. So it could be proprioception, vestibular sense, and a lot more.
Yes, let me give you a hint. We have actually four senses in that moment. So you mentioned proprioception, which is one thing, and you're absolutely right. We have then what you said, sorry.
Balance.
Yes, balance, exactly. And it is a vestibular sense, which you're absolutely right
Yeah.
again. You mentioned touch, like you mentioned that
Yes.
we're going through path and it's touch symbol, which is another sense. And you also mentioned the vision, which is absolutely right again, because we're seeing surface and it lets us to be balanced and calm in our daily activities. So can you imagine like a simple step and walking just like 10 or 15 minutes take up to 4 movements and senses. And it's really hard for our body, but it helps you to do everything you want. So it's really awesome. Okay, so we also should discuss things that when fail, some diseases came around, and it's actually really detrimental when any kind of even one sense of movement is um, destroyed. So as you already can see on our slides, we have Parkinson's disease, movement disorder, vertigo, which is vestibular problem, blindness, visual input gone, and neuropathy, which is damaged touch signals. And when senses or motor system fall, movement suffers. Parkinson's patients shake or stiffen because motor control break down. And vertigo patients feel the room spinning due to vestibular problems. People with neuropathy lose touch signals in their feet, making walking dangerous. And these conditions show just how vital senses are for every step you take. So we should be definitely careful with our senses of movement and take care of ourselves. Let's discuss the fun facts. Babies learn. Okay, sorry. Babies learn through sensory explorations. Athletes train senses, not just muscles, as I already said before. And animals, bats, owls, and cats uses diverse sense and movement. Cats use night vision. Owls use rotation vision, and bats use echolocation. Okay, so we also have audience activity today, which is quite fun, and it kind of will help us to retrieve all the information we've learned, because I kind of did it really quickly. So if there's going to be any questions, you can ask me anytime. And it will help us to use our critical thinking skill to answer this question. And for audience activity, we have stand on one foot, eyes open, and then do it again, but with eyes closed, and tell me which is harder and why. If you do it now, it will be really fun and it will help you to retrieve information in a faster way.
I just did it, and whenever I closed my eyes, I panicked
Yes,
because I was not sure if I was gonna fall or something. It was so cool.
and why do you think that happened?
Because, as we mentioned, whenever walking as well as standing meets our vision, so that we are sure that we're safe and we're in balance.
Yes, you're absolutely right. And Castle wrote in chat as well, the right answer. So when our vision is gone, and your brain must rely only on perception, which is our sixth movement, sixth sensory, but it's not quite enough because, as I already said, senses and movement use teamwork structure, and they never work or they never work alone. So it's really hard for them to do something without each other. And this simple task proves how much our senses secretly help with balance. And maybe you've never even thought of it. Okay, so
I got a question about cats.
yeah.
I recently heard that their night vision is not that good, but I've spent my whole life thinking that they had better vision at night. Is that true? Which one's true? Because I have no idea, and I'm so confused.
So your question is, does cat really have night vision as well developed as like usual one, or it's not that
Yeah,
good, right?
yeah, yeah.
Actually, as I've known, and as the fun fact is mentioned, I think cats really have night vision as developed as not as developed as usual one, but they still try to work on it because at night something may be easier to like achieve, like food or anything like that. And since they are really aware and they love taking care of themselves, they have to kind of use night vision as well. So when they work on it, it's kind of developing automatically as long as I'm aware. But I will definitely send you an article or something about that and I will research it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I've heard that other animals have like wider spectrum or of night vision, and I'm not sure that cat is that good, but actually they are quite aware of it. So they may be not that good, but they are still kind of, they can do it. So for next slide, we have importance of prevention and conclusion. And sorry, it's wrong one. So it's important of sense of movement. And as you may see, they connect us to the world and to each other. They guide learning, creativity, and survival, and they allow us to explore, adapt, and enjoy life fully. And without them, our experiences would be incomplete, and we wouldn't be that, like life wouldn't be that funny and reciprocated. And say thanks to your body now. It absolutely deserves it. And we should definitely care more about ourselves and our body and be thankful for it.
Yeah, I
So,
definitely agree. I just recently read an article about it, and scientists discovered that our bodies and sorry, our minds have connections, neuronic connections, even whenever we're kilometers apart, and it's so cool. Have you heard about it?
sorry, I didn't understand. Like the voice seems to be cracked. You said about neural connection with what? Sorry.
We have hidden neural connections with each other, even kilometers apart.
Oh, yes.
We heard about that?
Yes,
That's
yes.
so cool. Our body just keeps getting cooler and cooler as scientists develop new.
Definitely. It's really awesome. Like the recent discoveries, they are kind of super shocking. And I feel like the connection is because we consist of similar chemical elements and kind of we have similar structure. So probably reciprocation works on it as well because our six um, feeling seem to work really good recently, especially in women, I would say, because I had some kind of intuition things when I really kind of understand certain situations in a way sooner that it's like it should be understood in future, but I can't do it now.
Yeah, I've also experienced that, and that's so. And my body and another people's are just our bodies in general. It always fascinates me. It just works for us every day, and it moves for us. It's so cool, and I think we should thank our bodies more and take care of ourselves even more
Yes,
than we
I
do right
absolutely
now.
agree. And like as I remember, one model which is quite well known. It's not Kendall Jenner, but I don't remember the exact name. But she said that the only thing that we can see through our eyes, we can walk and we can sense everything should be the reason we're super grateful for. And like it's kind of automatic for us because we haven't gone through the situation when we are in a deficiency of vision, hearing, touching, or anything, and we should be more grateful for that. Actually, it's really hard to focus on things we have, but actually, it's the reason we will be happy, I think, like the reason of delightment and joy.
Well, we never really appreciate anything until we lose it. So, yeah, we should start appreciating. Uh,
Definitely. And it's really
yeah, I
hard
don't know.
though, because I always try to be grateful in anything, like write down in my journal and stuff, but it's really hard when you kind of have something, you don't have the enough awareness to know how does it feel to not have it. Like it's just kind of usual thing for you. And even priests and everyone says that we should be more grateful, but no one teaches us how because it's really hard.
I think we should start taking small steps just every single day. I think a lot of people write down a few things that they're grateful for every single morning in their journal, and I so adore those people, but I'm never that person, unfortunately. But I think I should try at least.
Yes, I've
Just
actually
imagine
tried.
how happy you would be
Yeah,
if
definitely.
you truly understood.
Yes, actually, I've read that doing it like before sleep and right after waking up can um, kind of work on your dopamine and oxytocin and everything. And throughout the day, you will be more joyful and probably more prone to appreciate details and like nuances. So you should definitely try it because I've started it as well, but I kind of couldn't be that consistent. So I will definitely get back to it and
I also
maybe you
have
should try it
a
too.
problem with consistency. I do it one day, the next day I don't even remember it. But maybe we should set timers or something.
Yeah.
Alarm clocks to journal.
Yes, actually, the funny fact is that even though we hate routines, our brain loves it. And when we even wake up at
Really?
certain, yes, yes, I was shocked as well. Like when we hate some stuff to do because we have everything planned and we can't run of it, actually our brain loves it because it knows when should it be done and how should it be done and everything, things like that. And when we don't have a plan of even each day, it's really stressful because having to decide everything on right time and like throughout the day, it's really stressful. And actually, I've even wrote article about that. And it's yeah, scientists prove that we're prone to love routines. And even if you have this thing to wake up at the same time and sleep at the same time, you will feel much better. And actually, it's going to be too like easier for you to even adapt to new thing to do, like writing down all things you're grateful for and just doing things on your own. And actual Duolingo is really good as well. It helps me to stay consistent because it kind of sends me all the notifications every minute and it
The
makes me
emotional
remind
ones. Don't leave me, don't lose this speak.
yes, actually it's really important to find what you love so you will be consistent automatically. And even though when some days feel like you're down and anything like that, your love towards certain thing will push you automatically.
I totally agree.
Yes. So we can
Thank
watch.
you for the lesson.
Okay,
It
thank you
was
so
so
much.
interesting and I learned a lot of things.
I'm really happy for that. We can watch a little short YouTube video because we have 5 minutes
I
and
would
then
love to.
you can rest. Actually, it's about senses and movement, and doctor explains how we can, not how we can, but how they actually like synapses work on our movement and senses. It's really like 4 minutes thing.
I have 12 emails, 30 messages, and a proposal due by 10. How am I already underwater?
I'm in the same boat. Hi everybody, Dr. Mike here. In this video,
Can you hear the sound?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's go.
I want to talk to you about how sensation goes from, for example, our hand or our feet and travels all the way up to our brain via the spinal cord. So first thing I want to talk about is the hand. So if someone were to tickle your hand, for example, or slightly touch your finger, it's going to stimulate receptors in your hand. These receptors pick up this fine touch, and what they're going to do is they're going to transmit a signal down that hand, down the arm, into the spinal cord. Now, what happens here is that as soon as it enters the spinal cord, it transmits this signal straight up the same side of the spinal cord that it entered. So remember, what type of touch was this? This was fine touch, or a gentle, soft touch, going up the spinal cord, up, 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 until it hits our brainstem. Now, our brainstem is made up of the midbrain, the topmost part, pons, and the medulla, also known as the medulla oblongata. And at the medulla, it synapses with another neuron. What that means is this neuron's finished. It sends or passes on that signal to the second neuron. The second neuron at the medulla or the brainstem crosses to the other side. Now, once it crosses, it then continues to travel up until it gets to a deep part of the brain called the thalamus. Now, these two things here, this is called the thalamus, and it's the sorting center of the brain. Anytime information from the body wants to get to your brain for you to be aware of it, it must go through the thalamus. So it's like the post office, it's the sorting center. So there's a third neuron at the thalamus, which then gets the information, and it sends that information about fine touch of the hand to the part of our cortex of our brain that is actually mapped to the hand. We have a map of our entire body on our brain, where our hand is, our arm is, our body is, and the more sensitive that area of the body is, a larger area of the brain is dedicated to it. Okay, so our hand has a large area dedicated to it. Now, this is the thing. This outer layer here that I've drawn here, that's called the cortex. It's only a couple of millimeters thick. If information gets to the cortex, you become aware of it. If it doesn't get to the cortex, you have no idea that it happened. So if someone's tickling your hand and you become aware, it's because this has happened. Down the arm, up the spinal cord, the same side, synapses with a second neuron at the brainstem, crosses, then goes up to the thalamus, synapses with the third neuron, and then goes to the hand. 3-neuron chain. Now this is for fine touch. What if somebody, right on the same finger, were to prick it with a pin? This is going to be pain, for example, and it stimulates pain receptors. I'll just draw it onto this finger, for example, and it sends a signal again down the hand, down the arm, into the spinal cord. Now, here's an important difference. Pain will synapse here at the spinal cord when it enters and cross over the other side. The second neuron is at the spinal cord, crosses to the other side, and then moves up the spinal cord on the opposing side, up, bypasses the brainstem, doesn't care about that, but still must go to the thalamus. Why? Because you're always aware of pain, right? When you get a painful experience or have a painful experience, you become aware of it because it must go to the thalamus. That then sorts it with the third neuron again and throws it to the area of the brain that deals with the hand. But this time, you don't go, oh, somebody tickled my hand. You go, oh, somebody pricked my hand. This is important. Fine touch and pain travel up the spinal cord on opposing sides. And this is important when it comes to spinal cord injury, because if somebody has a hemisection or a lesion or damage only to one side or one half of the spinal cord, there's going to be different sensory effects. I'll talk about that. It's called Brown-Séquard syndrome.
Okay, I think for today it was it. We've discussed everything mostly, and I hope